And once again, Violent Wrestling Podcast is live on air with one of your co hosts, me, AA Ambrose Sally, and my cohort in pain and crime.
Mox.
And this should be a very interesting episode. It's a hot summers podcast
It's a
because
very
it's
hot
freaking
summer's
hot.
podcast. Yes. Good grief, it was so hot today. Oh,
It
like
was even hot here. Mm.
I felt like the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz. I'm melting. Or
I'm
uh
melting. I'm melting.
or Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like I'm melting. Oh, it was so hot today. Quick um note. Metal Matt ML was supposed to be on this episode. Our dear friend, he's under the weather, so he couldn't be here. But if he's listening, we love you. Don't sweat it. We'll get to you. It's still all your fault. Haha. He was gonna be here this week. We're doing tonight, and we're gonna do. I don't want to give too much away, but we'll be live on air again Friday after Ruthless Aggression podcast. So hopefully he feels better by then. But get feeling better, Metal Matt, and also to One Wing Angel. I just call him Wing or Jackass, either one. He's also under the weather. So you guys get to feeling better.
Now she's trying to. My dog Cassie has a bone, and now she's trying to bury it. It's
Oh
kind of hard to
Lord.
do with the carpet.
Oh, the days of having those kind of dogs. You know that's a floor, right? Like that's not dirt. She's really proud of that bone. Speaking of dogs, my outside dogs, like they could hear you talking about a dog, so they're like, "Dog? What dog? Dog? Who's got a dog? Who's got a bone?"
So which one is that?
That would be Fluffy, and no, why dog was roaming the streets. That'd be I always get the breed confused on Fluffy, the outside dog. It's a chow, but he Fluffy's white. It's some kind of chow. It's not like a black chow or anything. All this crap. We had Blackie and Fluffy, their brother and sister, and then Blackie passed 7 months ago or so. So now it's just Fluffy.
Mm,
Very protective. Very protective.
very protective, huh?
Yes. Anyway, some. Are we doing a doggy podcast or a wrestling podcast, or a get well soon podcast? I'm so
A little bit
confused
of
anymore.
both.
Yeah, and we said it's going to be a wild and wacky podcast.
I have
So
no
you,
idea what the dog is doing, so
and I seriously need Declan and Ronan to ride on Cassie's back with little cowboy hats. Just, I have to see that happen.
never happened.
Or somebody make a drawing of it or something, because I just have to. That tickled my fancy bone earlier when we were all talking about it. Like I've got to see that in some, even if it doesn't actually happen, like on a picture or something, like a painting or like dogs playing poker painting kind of thing. Like that would just be too much. I'd buy it. So you had a big wrestling weekend this past weekend, eh?
Yeah, I did.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm.
really worth it.
what could that have been? Hmm.
Oh, it could have been 2 nights of Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling.
Nice. This was Friday and Saturday.
This was Friday and Saturday. Friday night was at the Rack House. Saturday was at Romero's Canine Club and Tap House.
Sweet.
It was really, really sweet.
Let's start
Poor
with Friday.
Curtis.
Oh,
He
go ahead.
wrestled Friday night with a hairline fracture in his big toe that he injured at Milestone.
Oh,
Luckily, he didn't wrestle Saturday night. If he did, I would have been mad at him, and I told him so. If he wrestled Saturday night, I said I'd be mad at you.
like yeah, because we all know he's your favorite, and you don't want to be greedy. Like I've got to see him both nights. Like, do take care of your body. Like you're hurt. I appreciate you wrestling Friday, but both days, like heal up a little bit, man.
Yeah, but Saturday he brought his dog with him to Romero's. Well, it could because it's dog friendly. So he brought his corgi with him.
That's funny that Cole has a corgi.
He has a corgi and a wiener dog,
Nice, nice.
but he just brought the corgi. I think the wiener dog is his roommate's,
Oh, okay.
but the corgi is his. It's a cute corgi too. It's an older corgi, but it's cute.
Cute dogs are the best. Cute dogs and then ugly dogs that you just like. You're so ugly, you're cute. Dogs are the best. I mean, all dogs are the best, but you know what I mean. Like some dogs are just like, ooh, bless your heart. Like they're so ugly, you just have to. You're cute, and I don't care what people say. Not all babies come out looking pretty or beautiful. Or no, there's some ugly ass babies out there. They're all. Don't get me wrong. I don't need tweets sent my way or hate mail or anything. Like all babies are precious. That's not what I'm saying, but eh. And of course, everybody thinks their baby's the prettiest, greatest baby ever. I know I
Well,
do.
it's like I think my Cassie is the sweetest, most precious, most perfect puppy dog in the world.
Till she pushes you off the bed.
Yeah, till she does that. Baby girl. Cut those sweet brown eyes up at me. But yes, Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling was great this past weekend.
Uh, what what happened Friday at Tap House,
Oh, at the Rack House.
Rack House? I do that every single time.
Oh, that was fun. They did a little scene up in the bar, and which was neat. Corrente got his head smashed against the bar by Curtis Cole.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. Um, it was just a lot of fun.
Were you like front row or near front row per usual?
Oh, per usual, I was at as usual. I get as close to the action as possible.
AA has her spots when she goes to wrestling shows.
Yes, I have a good spot when I go to a wrestling show, at least at Rocky Mountain Pro. My
I
usual
will
spot.
I will never forget. Um, I can't remember the exact date, but 2 years ago, and at Raw in Denver, and AA is front center on
I'm
the
hogging
hard
the
cam.
camera. I hog
Yes, like
camera
that.
time.
That's all you can see is like AA, just very front row, black hat on, taking pictures.
And I got in trouble that night.
You're taking up too much of the camera time.
Pretty much.
This is also when you still have your blonde streak, your Seth Rollins streak.
Yes, that's when I was still Seth Rollinsy.
And I noticed you right away. I wasn't sure exactly where you're going to be. And as soon as the broadcast started, there's AA. There's AA. And this is when you and Morris were just, my son, were just getting to know each other. I was like, look, there's AA. And there's AA. And he just watched everything you. Why is she taking a picture of this? What's she doing here? What's that? And then, I guess that's when you got in trouble or something, or got pulled aside and got talked to, because there was a couple segments when there was no AA, and then you showed back up.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't doing anything wrong.
No. Didn't get to see much of Dean that night, though. I seen him get laid out by Braun Strowman, but that's all I got to see.
Oh yeah,
Damn
that
it.
was during that fiasco of a yeah.
But I get nice and close action now at Rocky Mountain Pro. Or I even lose a beer over it.
Yeah, that was a few weeks ago. Damn it, that was my beer.
Lost my beer.
I'm a little too close to the action. They knocked my beer over.
And now the dog is laying across my legs.
And I was going to say that's the other time that she's not so cute when she makes your legs fall asleep by lying on them. Were there any championship matches? Any championships change hands Friday?
No championships change hands. There was one championship match Friday. And that was for the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. But it was retained by Tyler Stinson.
Who'd he face again?
He faced
I can't. This time on a Wednesday night, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
trying to remember. I think he faced Mario Venger.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. With them running back-to-back shows, I'm getting some things confused.
So I think it was Mario Venger.
And now that you've been to several Rocky Mountain Pro RMP shows, you're still each show you're enjoying it more and more.
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't the new hasn't worn off of it, if you will.
Oh no, I don't think the news ever going to wear off of it. I like the characters too much,
Cool.
especially Mr. Number 495.
495.
Yes, I have to brag about this because one of the Rocky Mountain Pro wrestlers, Humphrey Jacobs I, made it in the PWI Illustrated Top 500. He's number 495. He also runs a CrossFit Colfax down in Denver. So he's big into CrossFit training. And he has the physique and the talent to go with it. And he's got talent galore. Man's great to watch in the ring.
and I know some people, some cynics or whatever, like it's a top 500 list. You know, he got 490, 495. Dude, it look at it as a positive thing. He got freaking. He made the list. No Jericho pun intended. But he made the list. Like that's something within itself.
That's a massive. That is something that not every wrestler can say that they've made it into the PWI top 500.
Yeah. They, and if you want to use like a sports analogy or something, like if you, who gives a shit if like an NFL draft, if you're drafted in the first round or the seventh round, who gives a shit? You were drafted to an NFL team. Like
That's right.
you busted your ass. You worked hard.
And they noticed you.
Yes. So kudos to him. Next year, maybe he'll be higher.
Yep,
You know,
now he's got eyes on him.
yeah. Keep working your way up.
So that's a real big kudos to HJ1.
I bet everybody in the organization, around the organization, is happy for him, proud of him. That's a cool achievement.
Yes, that is.
And maybe next year we can get a couple more Rocky Mountain Pro guys on the list. Are you still watching Twitch?
No, that
Oh,
was Cassie scratching.
oh, I thought you were watching Rocky Mountain wrestlers playing Twitch games or playing games on Twitch.
Well, yeah, they're still playing Cuphead. They'll be playing
And
Cuphead for about another 20 minutes.
who's playing each other?
Curtis Cole and Matt Yaden.
Oh yeah, nice.
And now I'm getting doggy kisses.
Have you located the bone, or has she just hit it?
I can see the bone.
Okay,
She thinks she's hidden it, but I can see it.
okay. Anything else about Friday before we move on to Saturday?
Nope, nothing about that. As I said, Saturday, Curtis Cole, he was the announcer, the ring announcer, and he brought his dog, cute little corgi.
It seems like just an awesome promotion to go watch. Like family friendly. Yeah, I know it usually takes place in bars and stuff, but just a very cool atmosphere to partake in wrestling viewing.
No, it doesn't take always takes place in bars. It goes to the rack house. We have to be 21 or older, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
when they get a little more.
violent.
Yeah. And then Romero's is 16 and older, and then when they do Charged, their TV show at Jeffco Fairgrounds, that's all ages. They're putting on a show this coming weekend at Temple Tantrum. It's an art festival being held in downtown Denver.
You plan on going?
I'm going to go Saturday and celebrate my birthday with the RMP guys.
Sweet. Well, since you brought it up a little bit, the Friday episode, maybe has something to do with AA's birthday. So maybe, and it's gonna be a hoot. And I honestly I can't say too much because AA doesn't know like anything about it. But there's gonna be some surprises and special guests and stuff like that. AA is so loved that everybody wants to show their love. So
Yeah.
yada yada yada.
Yada, yada, yada. Wah, 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 wah. As they do in Peanuts.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. So what happened Saturday in the action?
In the action Saturday, let's see. We had Chongo team up with Johnny Casanova to take on Vlad and one half of EOE. That was a strange match.
It just the it sounds strange. Just the first team
Just Chongo teaming up with one half of JK Pop. It's like,
um
yeah, Chongo.
you sure you're not misremembering that? Like that that's how awkward that team sounds.
They
Okay.
won. Chongo and Johnny Casanova won.
What else real quick?
Huh?
So what else real quick? I didn't mean real quick. I just meant what else? I was coming inside. I was trying to say I'm coming inside. I was asking what else happened and trying to say I'm coming inside real quick, and it all came out in one sentence.
Oh, okay. And let's see, what else? Anything else weird happened? No, that was the weirdest thing was Chongo and Johnny Casanova.
Thankfully, Curtis took the night off to heal, but at least he showed up, like he was there. So
Yeah, and I got Filter's autograph.
sweet. I was gonna ask once you did the 2 day rundown, like who all, because you've met so many, but you're also kind of shy towards some. Like,
Well, I hadn't had a chance to meet Filter yet. Really meet Filter. This time I did on
right,
Saturday.
sweet. I still want to go to the bar one time with LCG, Left Coast Gorillas. Like I don't want to get plastered with them, but
You don't want to get into a drinking contest
yeah,
with them.
I'm too old for that crap. I mean, I can hold my own, but just
I really think that they could really drink you under the table.
if we stick to just beer, I have a chance. If they start doing liquor, since I don't do liquor anymore, yeah, that's a hard pass on me. But hey, we can sit around the table and shoot the shit.
They do love their beer. And I just found out that Hoodie of the Left Coast Gorillas at one time wrestled Jimmy Jacobs.
We need to find that match. And
It's actually on Hoodie's YouTube.
okay, when we get done with this, or if you can do it during, that's fine too. Promote it through our Twitter account and stuff. What's Hootie's YouTube for the listeners, so that way they can go ahead and find it? Do you have that offhand?
I can tell you real quick.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's no yawning in wrestling.
Yeah, there is.
How dare you?
It's Hoodie Howlett.
That's
HOODIE HOWLETT.
okay. Because just right before we went live, you told me that, like, and I definitely want to check that out.
So yeah, it's he did have a thing with Jimmy Jacobs.
I'll definitely check it out. And anybody listening, I recommend you do the same. See what all that's about. So, sounds like a very enjoyable couple of nights.
Oh, it was really enjoyable. Tiring. Boy, was
I,
it tiring.
I was going to say, and this is from you having to drive to and fro so much. Like, that's
It's
got to
about a
be
2-hour drive. Well, actually, a 4-hour drive round trip that I did twice.
back
I
to
did
back
one
day.
time Friday and I did one time Saturday.
You're committed. Got to give you that much. You're committed. But you'd do it again. I know you well enough to know. Damn, that's a lot of driving. Would you do it again? Yep.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it Saturday.
They need to have like a AA appreciation night or something where you can just like a couple blocks away from your house.
That would be nice. Never
Yeah.
happened, but it'd be nice because no one would, because there's really no place for them out here in Cheyenne that would make it worth their while.
Oh, I know. I was being somewhat sarcastic. But that'd be really cool if they gave you some kind of or Cheyenne. Like, here you go. You can come here and drive home at a decent time. I'm glad you had fun. I've really appreciated. Hey, I've appreciated the Rocky Mountain Pro and you introducing me to them. But I appreciate hearing the stories of when you do go and all the little things. Like it brings me back to like in Houston and Pasadena going to Gillies and like I just get that kind of vibe of just it's just fun. Like it's just
Oh, it is. It's a blast and getting to know them and
really cool, really cool. Have you met Vince yet?
no, I have not. Sad to say.
You'll get there. What you're gonna say when you get there, I have no idea, but you'll get there.
So, but on to Raw. I know it happened.
You know, oh yeah, this was a thing that happened Monday.
It did happen. We actually got to hear Dean speak this time, as he mentioned something about breaking Jinder's ribs, breaking Jinder's face.
this was it was the first time he spoke since his return, and it was a backstage thing with Jinder.
which led them to having a match.
But man, I love that Dean. It wasn't like before he got injured, like the previous.
It wasn't Goofy Dean.
Yeah, where usually he could have like or would have done like a comedic kind of thing. This was straight up like I'm not here to play games, Dean, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Nope, he was there to kick ass
Kick
and
ass
chew
and take
bubble
names.
gum, and he was all out of bubble gum.
Yep. We're not going to go match by match, segment by segment, like we usually do. We're just going to hit some of the high spots and some of the talking points for not just Raw, but SmackDown as well. The show opens with Roman calling out Braun. Braun saying he's cashing in. And he said, not just at Hell in a Cell, but in Hell in a Cell. Like, okay, cool. Like, we all kind of saw that coming. And then Corbin teams them up together against Dolph and Drew for the main event of Raw.
And we all know how that turned out.
In between the opening and the main event, there really wasn't. Oh, the Kevin Owens when they went to commercial and came back, and he's just sitting in a chair mid ring, middle of the ring, and just I quit and left. I thought that was pretty cool. I still kind of find it funny that some people think that that's like a shoot, like he quit the WWE. And what a hell of a match! And I can't bring that up without saying hell of a match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins for the IC title. Seth retains. They go to commercial, come back, and Kevin Owens is just sitting in the middle of the ring. Just Kevin Owens, I don't think gets enough credit when it comes to this kind of stuff of portraying like just being so distraught, just so like the whole acting thing that goes into the wrestling part, like the performer part. Like he just nails it every time. Like to the point where some people think he was shooting, saying he was quitting. Like he's a treasure. I love me some KO. Fast forward from the opening to the main event, and we might get back into some stuff in between. So we have the tag match: Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler. And what happens here, AA?
Well, Braun Strowman shows his true colors.
I see your true colors shine. Sorry.
And he lays out Roman Reigns. And his Shield his brothers come out, but they get laid out too.
And this was so weird for so many reasons. Like the opening segment of Ron. Who the hell is Ron? How many brothers does Braun have? He's got Brain and anyway, sorry. Braun, saying I'm cashing in for Hell in a Cell. And then before this match, he gives Corbin the briefcase. and then lays out the Roman and the Shield with the help of Drew and Dolph. Um, Dude, yeah, the brief, your that Money in the Bank thing, it's right there. It's right there. That's why I said I'm not 100. A heel turn, probably. This is definitely one of those, like, what are they going to do next week things? It just made no sense. It baffling. I don't get it. And yes, he did raise Drew and Dolph's hands to or arms to close the show, but it made zero sense. If that's a so-called heel turn, it was very poorly executed and just made Braun look dumb as shit. If his objective is to be Universal Champion and that match was made, keep the briefcase. Do what you did. Cash in. Become the Universal Champion. Like right then and there. But thank God we're done with Brock and the Universal Championship is actually on Raw every week.
Yes. And on
Like
house shows.
Yes. He showed up when I say he, Roman, at NXT UK tonight. This isn't a spoiler, it's just a house show. And I've hated that belt since it came out. Like it's just it looks good on Roman. Roman makes that title look good. That's my opinion, of course, but like it doesn't look like the
Doesn't look like a fruit roll up.
Yeah, among other ways you can describe it. Like it looks like a championship. Ben could have done the same, I think. You know, he had to relinquish it the day after. Kevin Owens' run was just silly, and I said earlier I love Kevin Owens with that. And then you go to Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, but the title means something now. Finally, there's something to fight for outside of the mid card IC title. Like there's something going on main event wise on Raw. They're kind of fucking it up real bad, but not because of Roman, just whatever story they're trying to tell. Because I honestly thought that KO would win the IC title, which
You
would
thought he
put
would win it
Dean
off of Seth?
just so either that or Seth and Dean become tag team champions, and Seth still hold the IC title. I could have seen where Kevin takes it off with Seth, and then Seth and Dean go on to be tag team champions.
Be tag team champs again.
Yeah, that way. But now we're kind of a restart, but not really a restart. Like when Dean was United States champion and Roman and Seth were and before, obviously, well before brand split, were tag team champions. Like, okay, now they're elevated to Universal Champion and Raw tag team champ. Like they run Raw.
Yeah, they need the champion. They need the tag belts. Then they control the gold.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to see if that was to happen. I wouldn't want to see also the IC belt as much as I love Rollins and I do. I wouldn't want to see the IC title on Rollins at the same time because that's literally every championship outside of the women's champion on Raw. And so you're kind of cutting some stories that could be told out, in my opinion. Let this championship, the singles, go, like I said, KO, and let that, other feuds happen for the single championship. Roman Universal Champion, Dean Seth Tag Team Championships, and then you were getting back to kind of must see TV. Like, oh, you got this feud for this, and this feud for this, and this feud for this. I mean, I'd love it if the Shield held everything. I just would also kind of get bored with it, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
What else? Uh, Sasha and Bailey against the Riot Squad again.
That's getting boring. Getting old.
Yeah, and it shouldn't. Like it, but they've just run it into the ground, kind of. Uh,
That's about all that was memorable on
yeah.
Raw.
Raw was pretty bad this week. Like this is one of those times where the high points, the low points far outweigh the high points. Where sometimes the high points far outweigh the low points of like, hey, overall that's a B, kind of, or an A, just because there's some high points. It almost seemed like, the week prior, didn't the show just reunite, and they just completely until the very end. It was just such an off episode. Again, just my opinion. It's pretty bad.
Well, I enjoyed the Ambrose Mahal match.
Oh, well, yeah. I love this new Dean. I thought I loved him before. Holy shit, this new Dean.
Let's take a kid's perspective. What does Morris think of this new Dean?
Oh, he loves it. The the only thing he because Morris, like Morris likes his long hair, not Dean's, but Morris likes his own hair to be long. Like that was the only complaint since Dean's return. Well, I like his hair longer, but he loves this. He goes, bad butt, because he knows better than every once in a while he'll say a swear word he shouldn't, but he calls, bad butt Dean instead of badass Dean. And I remember, like, I forgot to show him, because we're back in the school year, but I showed him what happened 2 weeks ago, Tuesday, after he found out through the opening of Raw that the Shield came back. So I showed him the ending of Raw 2 weeks ago. and he marked so hard. Daddy the Shield, Daddy the Shield.
That's great.
Yeah, he just. Which, of course, makes me, you know, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Just it honestly the night before with Finn Balor showing up as Demon Finn, like he got an octave that I didn't think was possible. Like with his oh my god. But when I showed him the Shield reuniting, like it was pretty damn close. So, because he's all about Demon Finn and the Shield and AJ Styles. But speaking of AJ Styles and more fucking no longer here on Dean Ambrose, SmackDown happened. Unless were we done with Raw or
Yeah, because that's about all I can remember on Raw. And I actually watched it. And I did watch SmackDown. And the best part about SmackDown was Becky coming up and putting the beat down on Charlotte.
Becky? Becky. And I don't know why some people are saying this is backfiring on WWE. It's not. It,
They need to give it time.
this is. I'll reserve some things because I want to say some things, but I'll reserve it. It's just comical to me that oh, this is blowing up in WWE's face and they don't know what they're doing. And are you kidding me? Do you not hear the reactions? Do you not? It's a business. You can say it's blowing up in their face and oh, they're going to cry and boo hoo all about it. They are laughing all the way to the bank.
Of course they are.
And they knew, and we'll get into this in just a minute because it is kind of a topic, not really a topic, just something I've been thinking since SummerSlam. But they're doing exactly what they want to do, and it's working. There's not a feud in wrestling right now talked about more than Becky and Charlotte. Whether you're referring to the alignments and that kind of stuff, they're the most talked about thing in wrestling.
Yeah, they're being talked about, which is what they want.
Yes. Oh, look at those 3 million YouTube viewers. They're going to be disappointed. You know that WWE has advertisers and stuff, right, on their YouTube channel. They're making money. Hint, hint. That's the point of the game. Hold on 1 second. I was gonna say talk amongst yourself. But I don't. It's some. I'm sorry. I just find some things. You've known me for years, and some takes are just. Some takes are wrong, like just completely wrong. Some takes are whimsical. Some takes are great, and then there's some takes that are just. Do you even realize what your take is saying? It's just comical to me sometimes.
Yeah,
It's not blowing up in their face at all. It's doing the exact opposite. Now, the Braun Roman thing, that's what I want to wait till next week to what they're doing there is kind of do what now?
I wonder if they're trying to reignite the feud.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what they're doing, but you could have gone about it a little differently. I guess, or yeah, you know, I don't. Again, I want to give it a week and see what happens since I literally closed the show. Like, where, what are we, where are we going from here? I need more detail.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush to judgment. Like, yes, he raised the Hill's hands, but they could very well next week just, Braun's just supposed to be an ass kicker. He doesn't care. He has no alignment per se. It could have been two faces that he tagged with. He's got a goal, and that goal is the Universal Championship. But I'll I'll have a thought of, did they nix the Sasha Bailey turn for the Charlotte Becky thing? Because if they would have done or tried to do a full turn with Bailey, and then a few weeks later do the same thing with Becky, that's very repetitive and like two exact same stories.
Yeah, it's like when Absolution and the Riot Squad appeared within a week of each other. It's like just a
Well,
rip off.
then they appear, one appeared Monday, the other appeared the following Tuesday, like they were identical.
Yeah, something like that. I thought it was the following week, but I could be wrong.
It might have been this after WrestleMania,
Yeah.
that they were three NXT call-ups that had no business being together. Like they weren't. Excuse me. They weren't a faction or a tag team or anything in NXT. It was just like six random women split into three and on two separate brands. I don't I don't know. It's just, hindsight being 2020. It'd be really kind of crappy for them to run Bailey
Yeah.
versus Sasha and Becky versus Charlotte, through the summer and into the fall kind of thing. I, I just try to sit back and enjoy what I can enjoy and not overanalyze or get too in depth or upset with things.
Yeah, you have to watch it kind of like from a kid's point of view.
Yeah, that's some things I question, obviously, and some things I don't understand, but I'm not gonna. I don't know how to word it.
You're not going to break it down and critique every little tiny problem or mistake.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be over analytical. Yeah, I'll that part I do know what I want to say, but I'll refrain myself. It's just some of grown grown people who supposedly have been watching wrestling their entire lives don't get wrestling, don't get what wrestling's about. It's just funny to me from time to time.
So, really, nothing happened on SmackDown worth noting.
And raised my hand. I couldn't actually catch SmackDown. I heard it was pretty good, but um, uh, Miz and Maurice or Daniel Bryan and uh,
Brie.
Remo when against Selena and Almas, Bill, Miz and Maurice getting what they had coming. So nah, I cannot stand the Bellas like, at all. I am Team Miz and Maurice on this, like all the way.
So, who you for, Miz and Maurice or Daniel and Brie?
Miz and Maurice, all the way.
All the way, huh?
I'm a Daniel. I love Daniel Bryan, but my it's not hatred. It's just my lack of caring about either one of the Bellas just shifts the weight to Miz and Maurice. So I'm all in on Miz and Maurice in this feud. There's a rumor going that at Evolution we're gonna have a Brie versus Maurice match, and please, dear God, no. Please, no. There's three rumors all involving the Bella Twins for Evolution in October. One being Nikki versus Ronda, main event for the Raw Women's Championship. Please, God, no. Two being Brie versus Maurice, and I guess a regular match, grudge match, whatever. Please, God, no. The Bella Twins versus Sasha and Bailey for the inaugural, or there's been women's tag before, but this new, if that rumors to be believe, against Sasha and Bailey for the women's tag. That one I can't say please God no, because at least we get both of them out of the way in one match. I don't have to watch two Bella matches. Like, that's how much if I have to deal with the Bellas, put them both in one match so I don't have to watch two separate matches. Like, I don't like the Bellas. Have I made that clear enough?
Yeah, I think you made it pretty clear.
I know, and some people might get upset. There. The funniest thing I saw this week was it was a KirbyCon convention for Kirby women, and Brie freaking Bella was going to be a keynote speaker along with Nia and Nikki. Nia, I get it. Nikki is kind of laughable. Brie is a fucking stick figure. What is she doing at a KirbyCon? She is tiny. That's neither here nor there. I probably shouldn't have said it. It's just like, what the? I mean, I'm all for women empowerment and people empowerment for that. I'll almost put more now. It's people power. But
People power. What brought that up?
Because of women power. I'm all for like people and bettering themselves and wanting to do better, be better. But it's just so odd, Brie Bella being a keynote speaker for a plus-sized woman convention. Like, she's as thin as a rail. If she helps people, like, I'm all for that. Don't get me wrong. It's just a visual of. I'm probably out of bounds, I don't intend to be or mean to be. But it's just such a weird thing, I guess. Hopefully she can inspire people, and I think it happened yesterday, or maybe even today, but it is such a weird thing. Having a keynote speaker in that environment being that body type, regardless if it's Brie or anybody else.
So you like women with a little more meat on their bones?
Well, yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Call me out on it, yes. But she's so, I know word good. It's just such a weird, just reading who's going to be there thing. Why is Brie Bella a keynote speaker in this kind of thing? But yes, I do love some meat on the bones. Yes. Has nothing to do with what I was trying to say, but
then I misunderlistened.
That's going to be a new word. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm misunderlistening. Well, I know worded good, so between my no wording good and your misunderlistening, yeah.
Can you think about anything else about SmackDown?
I think we hit the the talking points.
Yeah, there was not much on either show that was memorable, at least for me. And I had totally
Yeah,
forgotten about the Ms. Maurice segment.
and I want to clarify for, like, I didn't mean anything disparaging about Bree. The convention. It's just such an odd visual. If you just close your eyes and know what that convention means, and it's just such a. But if she helps people, she helps people, and I'm all for that. Like I 100%, 110%, I'm all for that stuff. It's just an odd visual when I close my eyes and like, here's a convention that does this, and here's Brie Bella being a keynote speaker. It's just a weird thing in my head. But I'm a weird person, so go figure. I'm down for anybody helping anybody like that. We need more of that. We need love. And if she shows love, I'm all for it. Okay. Trying to dig myself out of a little hole there. Yeah, this week on WWE programming wasn't its finest. And our NXT guy, where you at, man? Hope you're feeling better. He's not here, so I don't think either one of us watched NXT this week.
So, anything else interesting happened in wrestling?
There's, hold on 1 second, and we can just, I need to, I was debating doing this or not, but I will do it. Just, um, I feel like I have to, whether we have one listener or 100 listeners, whatever. Um, there was an incident before Raw began, or during Raw, where a former wrestler during the Attitude Era, he was more of a character than wrestler, sent out a tweet of threatening to do something to himself in the live crowd. He claims it was a joke and stuff. As somebody that suffers from mental illness and depression and whatnot, um, and I don't like doing this at all. I'm getting goosebumps just because this is way out of my comfort zone. If you ever need somebody to talk to, my email is d.carter614@gmail.com. My Twitter is at fireman6809. I'm at the Daily on KSIC, Prince Moxley Lopez. If you don't have any of those avenues to reach out to somebody, but need to talk to somebody, call 1-800-273-8255 and talk. They'll listen. They can try to offer you help. I will be here Anytime you need me, anything you're going through, I'll be here. Don't. I'll. You have a friend. You may not think you do. You have at least one. I'll be your friend no matter what. I'll talk to you anytime, day or night. We'll get through this together.
Thank you for that. There is help out there. And as always, you can get a hold of Mox, as he said, or you can get a hold of me. My email is ladyshield, LDYSHIELD @gmail.com. My Twitter is Lady Roshana, LADYROSHANA. You can find me on Cage Side Seats at Ambrose Alley. I'm a good listener. I'm really, really good. This gives you two friends out there.
She is. She's got me through so much. It's not even funny. And there's more of us out there. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, whoever you are. We're here. Know you are loved. Just know you're loved.
And on to a happier note. My dog's asleep and dreaming.
She's still on your legs.
No, she's on the floor.
She near her phone.
Yes. She thinks it's hidden.
Making sure the other two little critters don't get out and try taking. I could just see them try taking that big ass dog.
I just don't want them to get out. It was bad
Yeah.
enough when Declan got out on me.
That had to be a hoot though. Not for you, but if like there was a video camera or something like following you, like trying to catch him.
Trying to catch the little sucker. He
Yeah.
can move quick, too. So I guess that wraps it up for this week's edition of Violent Wrestling Podcast.
Until Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Until Friday.
Friday's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's going to be fun. It has Metal Matt's Ruthless Aggression Era podcast.
I mean,
So it's going to be fun.
I mean, after that. I have some things up my sleeve.
That is a scary thought.
I know, isn't
It really is.
it? Monk's like scheming on his best friend, like, because I want to tell you so bad, but surprise. Yeah,
Be
that's
careful,
gotta.
my old ticker may not be able to handle it.
Oh, it won't be that kind of. Well, I don't know. I have to wait and see. You I think the previous weekend would take over SummerSlam, Raw, SmackDown. Damn, that was. I'm still like on a wrestling hangover this week. Damn, that was a lot of wrestling to watch. You have to keep in mind, like I watch other things outside of WWE. Holy crap! Like can I just take a break from wrestling for a second? I'm wrestling talked out. Like that's you want to do a shout out to some of our friends?
Okay, here we go. We're doing a shout out to Ruthless Aggression Era podcast on Friday nights. Don't miss it. It's worth it.
8 Eastern, 7 Pacific, or 7 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Then there is Shooting Debris on Saturday mornings.
11 Eastern, 10 Central.
Then there's the Connoisseurs of Wrestling on Monday nights during Raw.
I think they start 8 Eastern, 7. When they switch days and stuff, so I'm not sure exactly what time. I think 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Then we have Two Guys, One Sport.
And George, I still need to know how you got that fantasy football team. Holy crap. That's neither here nor there.
And who else am I missing?
I don't think good.
And if I'm missing anyone else, I do apologize. I'll catch you next time around.
We love you. We truly do.
And I'll let everyone know next week how my Saturday at RMP goes. Because I'm going to be celebrating my birthday with the RMP guys. It'll be a day late, but still be a lot of fun.
Oh man, that means you can't get too drunk Friday night.
Who says I can't?
Oh, challenge accepted. Have a good night, guys. Love you all. Love you, Ed.
Love you too. Good night, everybody.
Good night.